Hi, it's Hydro. I wanted to try, at the request of some friends, to do voiceovers. So today I've got a time-lapse of a fantasy theropod dinosaur.
Hello there. I don't know much about Blender, so I'm very excited to, I love seeing people blend things, I'll put it that way.
So I could start with mentioning more about the dinosaur.
Right now, this is just reminding me of, because I do a lot of physical sculpture and stuff like that, and kind of just, the technique of, laying out your image and literally doing what you're doing here, but, physically.
I think I learned pretty early on while modeling that you gotta have a reference. Nowadays, I'm comfortable enough with 3D modeling where I could do something out of nowhere, but it wouldn't be fun and it would probably not look good. The cool thing about software, digital software like Blender or Clip Studio Paint, is that they have an autosave function where you can just tell it save it every 15 minutes.
Oh, nice.
And like that, even if the program crashes or something terrible like that, you can go pick up the old save.
I also gotta say, I really love the low poly dinosaur. I know it's just temporary, but I'm such a sucker for low poly.
Oh no, this one is staying low poly. I am a sucker for low poly too.
Oh, okay, good.
I learned Blender instead, something like 10 years ago, and back then I think the very popular nowadays used donut tutorial. I don't think it existed back then, or it was not well known, so I just picked up a random tutorial for a video game character, so I learned how to model the video gamey way. And now I liked it so much that now I just don't want to stop. I don't feel like modeling. This thing could go in a video game even in the cases where I don't intend to actually make a video game.
Yeah. Because you talked about, the donut thing, which I have heard of. I tried to watch it, it made no sense to me.
This dinosaur is supposed to have a dew claw. I'm not sure what they're called in dinosaurs, but they have a fourth toe that is not on the ground. That's super short. And this dinosaur is supposed to have one too, but I forgot it and my reference, it was hidden under clothes. And this reference that's here, the dew claw is on the inside of the foot, so it was invisible. I just forgot it. But talking a little bit about the dinosaur, to have actual information on it, because it's not based on a real dinosaur, though it is inspired by one. What's his name? Sinosauropteryx, I think.
My knowledge of dinosaurs is pretty much limited to 3 things. Galta, the magic card, Gigantosaurus, the magic card, and Spinosaurus being Schrodinger's dinosaur of what the heck is this thing?
Well, that's because of me, isn't it?
Well, yes, absolutely. I am not the dinosaur nerd of our friendship.
Even though it is inspired by Sinosauropteryx, it is a fantasy species, just vaguely a theropod. Theropods are the same family as birds. They're bipeds.
What was the name of that philosopher that was humans are just bipeds with no feathers or whatnot?
It feels familiar, but I don't know it.
Philosopher lived in a barrel, and then some other dude was humans are really just featherless, flightless bipeds, and then he kind of ran into the place with plucked chicken and was like, "Behold, a man!" I think about that way too much.
I mean, they are kind of man, the chickens.
Yeah.
They poop like humans. It's very funny.
How so? As like with shame?
It's a compliment. Chickens are perfect. Being compared to a chicken is the ultimate goal in life.
Yes, I understand that, but what I'm saying is, like, on the other end, like, how do they shit like us?
Oh, when they take a really, really big dump, which is also known as an egg,
Okay.
they go completely vertical, and they kind of scrunch in, like a human doing a massive shit.
Okay.
Yeah, no, so about the fantasy dinosaur species.
Yes, fantasy dinosaurs.
The basic concept, boiling it down, is that they are sapient, like dinosaur who evolve sapience.
Yeah, big brain. Big brain.
So they can think like humans, they have really complex culture and languages like humans.
They shit like humans as well.
They shit like humans as well, yep.
Oh, teeth. Teeth.
Yeah, teeth. The teeth are not gonna be modeled, instead they're gonna be textured.
Ooh.
Like a bit of a PNG of teeth just drawn on top and with transparency.
I wish my teeth were PNGs.
Is a PNG solid? Do you think it's solid, or is it like paper?
Absolutely not. I want to go full gecko mode, where like there is no teeth, it is only gums, but you have like a slight fear when I lunge at you that there is teeth.
You know the concept of like building a box out of a like piece of cardboard.
Yes,
right?
yes, very familiar.
It's a flat piece of cardboard and you fold it over, now it's a box. And modeling, when you want to add textures, the texture is your cardboard box. So you need to basically flatten the model to be able to put textures on it. It's called UV unwrapping. Yeah, they wear clothes also, which this model will have clothes. However, what I wanted to do is make a base model who's like all the base colors, which is kind of like the process you're seeing right now. I'm making masks for each color.
Yeah.
Because I want to be able to like change them, so I can basically create an infinite amount of these dinosaurs by just recoloring them.
Okay, nice.
Because I did want it to. It's a model I do want to use in like a game engine, and
yeah,
these guys being like the human of their world, there's gonna be a lot of them, and I don't want to model every single one of them. So
yeah,
I need a random NPC. I can just pick this base guy, recolor it. So right now I'm like adding basically it's the equivalent layers of a multiply sort of shadow layer basically. And
yeah.
And the opposite, which usually is like glow dodge or add glow.
Yeah.
And I think that's like my favorite part of doing textures, because I don't really like painting a model, and usually because it's like a model is big, right? It's a lot of details to put in a lot of places. You can't really cheat your way through like a normal drawing where you give the illusion of detail. You actually have to put detail. But stuff like the lights and the shadows, those are fun because it's basically sculpting but with paints.
I have such a personal love for random NPCs. And I'm saying this as somebody who's been a DM for years. Mm-hmm. It's always the random NPC that the players put way more importance on than he needs to, and then like you start to get attached as well, and so then you're just like, okay, cool. You know what? I'm doubling down. This NPC is absolutely insane.
Yeah, if I had like the time and energy and just general willpower, I would love to make like every single NPC is its own original character with their own clothing and their like do a Skies of Ikaria move basically. And
Yeah.
but I know myself well enough to know that that would not work at all. I gotta be a bit more easy on it. I can have original characters and the more important characters. That's already gonna be taking a lot of modeling if I ever get there, because I am still learning. I have tried doing games in the past, like playing around with Game Engine, mostly Unity, though I think I also tried Ren'Py and Game Maker, or RPG Maker, something like that. None of which I really enjoyed. Right now I'm on to Godot, which I am having a lot of fun with, so it is that is one thing, it's a good thing, but also the learning curve for like programming languages is a nightmare, so Godot has the easiest programming language, to be fair.
This dinosaur has pants.
This dinosaur has speech.
That dinosaur got them pantaloons.
Yeah, I think like the clothes were a really fun challenge because trying to figure out like what should be an actual 3D detail and what should be drawn on detail was very fun. Like originally, I think I removed it from the speed paint because it was a weird tangent in the process. But originally, I modeled almost every strap that secured the pants against the dino's body. But that immediately was like too much, very obviously too much geometry. So I removed all of it and painted it instead. So, for some reason it hadn't clicked when I was making the reference, but when I started making, like painting the actual model and putting all the stripes on the cloth, I was like, oh my god, this looks very funny.
I mean, it does when you look up close, but when you look out further out, you're like, oh yeah, no, this just looks cool.
With the shading and everything works out, but like...
Yeah.
There was a bit in the process when I was like, this guy looks like he's ready for the Navy. I made an error while I was painting. Early on, I accidentally removed the bleed on the brush, so you can see every single seam. It's like sewing without a seam, basically. I eventually fixed it, but it was super late at that point, and I had to do so much fixing to make the seams invisible in my cardboard box. I really like this species because it's kind of just, I just put everything I enjoy into like one creature.
Yeah.
I don't have a name for this guy. I forgot. It's like the main character, or what will presumably be a main character, but they don't even have a name.
Michael.
No! Bad take.
Michael! His name is Michael!
So the little fluff thing on top of its head is like an actual like cultural important thing of this dinosaur species, because instead of living in blood-related family units like humans tend to do, they live more as like friends slash lover. They have a lot less distinction between the two in general. Units of like basically their polymers, and to indicate like which group they belong to and who's their whose loyalty they have, like who's important to them basically. They like it's a really important part of their family units is to wear the feathers of your friends, and that's always worn on the head.
The thing that made me laugh was when you said like they do it to show what's important to them, who's important to them, and all that sort of stuff. And I was like, gay men do that too, but with flagging.
I mean, it's in general very queer. They have a bunch of queer stuff in their culture because human heteronormativity is boring.
Yeah.
The little PNG tuber I'm using right now is the baby version of these guys. Oh no, yes, so what did I say for their young, even though the friend group, quote unquote, is the one that will brood on the eggs. Once the egg hatches, it's actually considered a communal thing to like raise them.
Yeah, takes a village.
So like the brooding aspect, it's considered like more important to the individual compared to, oh, you have to raise this kid. It's more like you have to brood. The technology-wise, they're not like at what we would consider modern times, because I'll be honest, I don't consider modern times being more advanced than any other time in human history.
Yeah.
So like every time period and countries and places, they each have their advantages and disadvantages. Yeah, so they also have like different structures for how they take care of the youngs.
Oh, he stomp. Ooh, the tail.
This is called weight painting. It's a nightmare. I hate it.
You don't actually advertise your stuff a lot.
No, it's too stressful on work.
No, fair.
The concept of being known is a nightmare, and I really don't like that if you want to become an independent artist, you have to be known.
Do not perceive me, simply see my ceaseless watching eyes.
I am but like a weird gremlin that appears in the alleyway every few blue moons and hands you a bunch of stuff and then disappears.
Yeah, I absolutely understand that.
Yeah, unfortunately I didn't record much of the animation process because a lot of it I usually separate the window into two for having like references on the side, and my recording program did not like it.
I love their posing right now because that's just me at 3 a.m. looking for cheese.
Who said they're not looking for cheese?
You gotta give a like and subscribe.
No. I'm gonna shrivel up and die.
Yes, it's okay. I'll do it for you. And with that, we come to the end of another video. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
It would be nice if I could close with a rhyme with chicken.
Chicken shit?
What? That's not even
Chicken
a rhyme.
I don't know. It sounds nice together. Chicken shit chicken. Now it's a rhyme. Okay.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.